Hari Om. A small analysis on a Kirtana sung by Sadasiv Brahmendra, who was of Advaita philosophy. He brought out the truth in this Kirtana. The Kirtana goes like this. Tattva jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam Tattva jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam Yadvatoyam chandradvitam Yadvanmukure pratibimbatvam Yadvatoyam chandradvitam Yadvanmukure pratibimbatvam Tattva jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam Sthano yadvam nararupatvam Bhanukare yadvatoyam Sthano yadvam nararupatvam Bhanukare yadvatoyam Tattva jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam Shaktau yadvat Rajatam yatvam Rajam yadvat panidehatvam Shaktau yadvat Rajatam yatvam Rajam yadvat panidehatvam Tattvam jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam Tattva jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam Paramahamsa Guruna Adavaya Vidya Bhanita Dikruta Maya Vidya Paramahamsa Guru Na Adavaya Vidya Bhanita Dikruta Maya Vidya Tattva jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam Tattva jivatvam brahmani Tadva jivatvam. A very beautiful one. He brought out the truth in these simple lines. So, actually what we think in the mortal world, that we are a separate entity and we have a separate existence, and we are different, we are separate from God. But why we think like that? The aham, egoism, ahankaram, together shield us with ignorance, and we think of ourselves as a separate entity. Just like the waves of the ocean are not different from the ocean, so also we have come from the Anantatma, and our Atma, whatever it is of the whole of the Anantatma, and so we are also whole. So we are also from that only, so we are also the whole. So we have actually there is no separate existence of us, but we think that we are separate. But when we get rid of the ignorance that shields us, that the ignorance is Maya, the Maya of the Lord that shields us. then we will know that we are not separate from Him. We are one with Him. We are He only. So here, just like the sun that is shielded with the black clouds, and we are unable to see the sun because of the shield of the black clouds. So also because of the shield of the Maya, we are unable to know ourselves that we are not separate from Him and we are one with Him. We are Him only. So this one he said in a very beautiful way, Sadasiva Brahmendra. So here first one, what he said, Yadvattoyam Chandradvitam. So Tattva Jivatvam Brahmani Tadva Jivatvam. Tadva Jivatvam. So Tat, that, and Tvam, you. So both He is you and you are He. There is no separateness. That's what he wanted to bring out from this Kirtana. So here the first line what he said is Yadvatoyam Chandradvitam. Yadvan Mukure Pratibimbatam. So Mukure means mirror. So when we look into the mirror we find the reflection of ours, but we cannot say that we are two, we are only one. So we cannot say that we are two entities. So when we look into the mirror, the image of us we see in the mirror, and both the image in the mirror and we both are one only. So we cannot look as separated. In the same way, Yadvatoyam Chandradvitam. In the water, when there is a moon in the sky, and we look into the water, the moon reflects in the water, and we feel we see as if there are two moons, but there are no two moons. Only one moon is there, and but we see only the reflection of the moon. So here next one in the same and another line, what he said. Sthano Yadvan Nararupatvam. So in any pillar, maybe a wooden pillar or a glass pillar or a ceramic pillar which is highly polished, then we find our reflection in the pillar. Then we cannot say that we are separate and the reflection in the image in the pillar is separate. Both are same. So our image is in the pillar, it is reflecting, isn't it? So in the same way, Bhavanakare Yadvattoyam. So Bhanukare Yadvattoyam means Bhanu means the sun. In the midday in summer, when it is very hot, we find the mirage of water. So actually when we go near it, we find that there is no water. So we find only the mirage of the water, which is an illusion of the eye actually. So there is no water at all. So in the same way, Shaktav Yadvan Rajatam Yatvam. So all the seashells, they shine as if they are like silver, the vendi. They shine as if they are so polished, so shining as there is silver in it. But actually there is no silver. There is no silver. So we only feel that they are so shining like silver. In the same way, Rajam means rope. When we see the rope in the dark, we think that it is a snake. But when we on the light, then we think that when we see that it is not the snake, it is only the rope that we have seen and got afraid thinking it's a snake. So it's only the illusion of our eyes that made us ignorance. So here, Paramahamsa, if a real teacher, real guru is there, so then if he makes us know that Advaita, there is Advaita means only one, Dvaita means two, Advaita means one. That which is only one, there is only one, there are no two. There are no two. There is only one. So then when he makes us know this truth, when the real Guru, he makes us know this truth, understand this truth, then the Maya or the ignorance, Maya Vidya, the Maya or ignorance what we have till that time, that will vanish. And then we understand, yes, then we are not separate from God. We have no separate entity from God. We are one with God. We are only the reflection of God. Because let us analyze this one. So what he is telling? Antarbahit satasarvam vyapya narayana sitam. So in and out, everywhere. There is not a single place, there is not a single object, there is nothing beyond him. Everything is he only. So when we feel like that, then we are also a part of him only. We are not separate from him. We have come from him. So ultimately we will merge in him only. Isn't it? So this we have to understand. But why we don't feel like this is because the fame, the name, the egoism, the pride, all these are like layers that shield our eyes, the inner eye, and so we can never awaken from that. We only wake up every morning, but we never awaken our spirit to understand this one. If we can understand this one, then we will know that we are only him. There is nothing separate, there is nothing that separates us from him, because we have come from him and we'll merge into him. So that's what the Viswarupa Sandarsana, Viswarupa Virat Rupam told us, that people will come from him and then people will merge into him. Next, man is being ruled by the 6 vices. There are 6 vices. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So all these 6 vices. Man is totally ruled by these 6 vices, which finally ruin the man. Ruin the man. So when these vices, they dominate the man will, we forget what we are, what is our real existence, and we will run after all these. Our mind will be filled with all these, that we will be unable to understand the real truth, the underlying truth. So here that's why, to understand this one, first of all, only by reading some scriptures or books we cannot understand. Somebody must make us understand what is this truth. So what is it that there is no difference between him and we, between the God and we, and we are not separate from him. Someone must make us understand all these. So there may be some lakhs and lakhs of waves in the sea, but all the waves, they merge into the ocean. They are not separate from the ocean. So in the same way, we are not also separate from him. So if this we can understand, then we understand that Jivatma or is Paramatma only. In Jivatma, there is Paramatma. If the Paramatma vanishes, then there is no Jivatma at all. So this if we understand, then we enjoy the bliss that we are not separate from him. We are always we are his only, or we are Aham Brahmasmi, let us say. So we are him only, and we never try to do any mistake or fault or anything. We try to rise ourselves from the lower levels to the higher levels. Unless we move to the higher levels, we cannot understand this one. Just as Ramana Maharshi said, Karturakniya prapyate phalam. So here, so the works what you do, the activities, the results you get. But finally what again, let us link up with Bhagavad Gita. So what he said in Bhagavad Gita, that whatever it is, the results or the action, both you surrender to me. So you don't bother about the results of the action. You do your duty. Action is nothing but the duty. You don't anticipate about the result. I will give you everything. So when he said so beautifully, God said, he assured us, then why should we bother? Why should we think ourselves as separate? Let us live in the other planes, not in the physical, mental, moral, ethical, not these planes. Moral living gives us integrity. Ethical, if we have ethics, it gives us integrity. Integrity of a person. But it doesn't mean that we understand that we and he are one only. We are not separate from him. Then the spiritual levels, the eternal. So these level, if we go beyond these, if we can touch these, if we can understand that spiritual level, then we can visualize ourselves and come understand the profound depth that we are not at all separate from him. Hari Om.